FBI Season 8, Episode 6 took the series in a refreshing new direction with its baby-stealing plot, which was a welcome change. I suspected that the babies the doctor delivered weren't truly dead. It had that classic soap opera twist. While FBI risked becoming overly melodramatic and losing credibility, it ultimately told a compelling story, despite some glaring flaws. The core plot of FBI Season 8, Episode 6 was engaging even with familiar tropes. I've never been a fan of the endless gunfights and chase sequences in FBI, and Parental highlighted why they often fall short. By the time the story reached the hostage crisis climax, we had already witnessed a gunfight and a chase. So, while Lyle's shooting at cops and threatening hostages was consistent with his character, the scene lacked impact. It had the potential to be intense, but it ended up feeling like a standard FBI sequence, though Isabelle leading the negotiation was a strong point. Her understanding of Lyle's pain likely stemmed from her own struggles with her stepdaughter, even though the show didn't make that connection explicit. Isabelle's presence in the field was a highlight. It's probably unrealistic for an acting addict to be on site rather than at headquarters directing operations, but I didn't mind. Isabelle usually has a limited role in the series, so seeing her actively handle the situation in Episode 6 was refreshing. However, the resolution was too quick. Her decision to tell the snipers to hold fire wasn't surprising. Many cop shows feature someone determined to avoid bloodshed, but Lyle surrendered almost immediately after, which felt rushed. With only minutes left in the episode, the ending was anticlimactic, with little tension or doubt about whether Isabelle's choice was correct. Strong case buildup, though the ending disappointed. I had guessed Dr. Rusk was involved in selling kidnapped babies on the black market, which felt soap opera-esque, but the plot mostly handled it well. Lyle's trauma from being told his son was dead, only to discover it was a lie 12 years later, gave him a believable and relatable motive. The best villains are often sympathetic, making it harder to fully root for their defeat. His wife was similarly complex. It was unclear if she genuinely believed her son was alive or was clinging to the idea to ease her grief, reminiscent of Margaret and Found. Questions about the future remain. Topher had lived with his adoptive parents for 12 years, so even without Lyle's violent resolution, being reunited with biological parents would be deeply traumatic. Similar storylines have appeared in shows like Law & Order, where children forced to live with unfamiliar biological parents faced emotional challenges. FBI Season 8. Episode 6 hinted that other kidnapped-at-birth children could also experience upheaval if biological parents tried to claim custody. Addiction storyline added depth. TV often mishandles addiction, relying on stereotypes, and initially I feared Episode 6 would fall into that trap, especially during the drug bust scene. The club scene was over the top, with Scola and Ramos being conspicuously obvious, and the dealer a caricature, though it was amusing when he called himself an idiot. Still, the portrayal of drug users, particularly Amy, was more nuanced. It was clear she used substances to cope with her grief. Additionally, Dr. Rusk's justification for kidnapping the babies, targeting mothers struggling with addiction, highlighted societal biases, and his accomplices' comments about addicts not deserving children were especially disturbing. Thank you for watching.